Hamnapen in Maori and welcome to our beautiful islands of Kiribati. This is Naomi.
Maori.
We would like to bring you greetings on this special day in the history of Kiribati. We would also like to show you something of our beloved country.
Kamna Penani Maori, and welcome to Kiribati, the first country in the world to greet the new dawn. Kiribati became a member of the UN Family of Nations in 1999, and by our new consular presence, we are now able to be a more visible participant at the center of world events. Our ancestors were great sea navigators, and over past centuries, they made many long sea voyages from various parts of the Pacific. The more recent migrations were from Polynesia. Our 33 tiny atolls are spread across 3.5 million square kilometers in the Central Pacific. It's half the size of Australia. We also have the second largest EEZ, or fishing zone, in the world. Surrounded by this huge ocean, it is inevitable that fish plays an important part in our lives. Having so little land space, it's also our main source of protein. Revenue from foreign fishing licenses is also one of the major sources of income for our small economy. In 2009, this totaled 29.5 million. Our young men are born fishermen, and the government is seeking to increase overseas employment opportunities for trained fishermen on vessels fishing our waters. In Kiribati, we have two forms of governance. The Westminster system of democracy was passed on from the British when we gained independence in 1979. In our villages and communities, we also have our traditional system of local government, where each family is represented in the maniapa or meeting house. The elderly have always held a special place in our culture. Many of them are guardians of traditional knowledge and wisdom. Because of limited human impact, our outer islands continue to offer natural beauty and pristine environmental conditions.
1, 2, 3.
Special pride of place goes to our being custodian to the Phoenix Islands Protected Area, PIPA. This very special location is home to many fish and bird species. Some are rare and unique to this region. In 2010, PIPA was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Park, and its eventual implementation will be Kiribati's gift to the world. Just under half of our 110,000 people continue to live an outer island lifestyle, a lifestyle based on subsistence fishing and food gathering. However, even here in these remote places, the cash economy is starting to gain a foothold. With a population of more than 55,000, South Tarawa is the administrative and commercial center of our country. The challenges we face here are to do with overpopulation, high youth unemployment, and major pressure on the few resources available. Apart from encouraging economic development, the government's response is to seek the support and assistance of our friends and donor partners to invest in a range of activities. Basic education is one priority. Another priority is in the area of vocational education, which will better prepare our people for employment opportunities, both locally and in the international labour market. We call this migration with dignity. One continuing success story is the training of local seamen to serve on vessels overseas. Our seafarers have a top international reputation, and in 2009, their remittances totaled $11.6 million. Our country is having to deal with many of the challenges which face small island developing nations. If that wasn't enough, we now face another new and dangerous challenge.
Climate change is no doubt the greatest moral challenge of the 21st century.
As an Kiribati thinking, this is our home, this is our land, this is where we're born, and this is where we will die. But a natural death is what we are expecting. But the kids are worrying. It's in their mind, and it's becoming part of their life, this worry of where would they be next year, the day after, or 15 years from now. It's a worry. It's big, too much to us.
Already, communities have had to relocate, and the latest reputable science tells us that the threat to our fragile waterlands from sea level rise and human-induced pollution is now much more immediate. Without fresh water, there can be no life. However, many years before we heard about climate change, one of our composers had predicted such a happening. The song tells of a frigate bird flying the ocean in search of food for her young. When she returns, she finds that her homeland has disappeared beneath the waves. Yes, climate change isn't just about science and development. It's about people, it's about people, it's about people. It's about the survival of a unique and vibrant culture. But above all, it's about the young, our children and their children. We cannot handle this issue alone. We call on the world leaderships to rise above their domestic concerns. We call on the finest minds of the world to assist. In the case of Kiribati, so much is at stake. Kampasindaba, thank you.
We would like to thank you for your attention and for being a good friend of Kiribati. As we can see, we face a very uncertain future. Nomi, do you have a special wish you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I want to grow up and be safe and happy in Kiribati.
Good girl!